Standards Practice Week 10. Number 1. What is the solution to the following systems of equations? Remember, a system of equations is just more than one equation. So we have 5y minus 3x equals 14 and y plus 3x equals 10. The easiest way that I would see is to isolate this y and use substitution. So if I was just looking at this one, I would have to subtract 3x from both sides. So y plus 3x equals 10. To get rid of the plus 3x, I would subtract 3x from both sides. So I have y equals negative 3x plus 10. So now that I have a variable by itself, I'm going to replace this variable, let me get a different color, this variable with the negative 3x plus 10. So now I'm looking at this one. So 5 instead of y, I'm going to take the rest. Instead of the y, I am going to put negative 3x plus 10. So negative 3x plus 10, because negative 3x plus 10 is the same thing as y. And then I could just solve this one for x. So 5 times negative 3x is negative 15x. 5 times 10 is 50, and it's positive, so plus 50. And then I rewrite the rest of it, minus 3x equals 14. I can combine like terms, so I can do negative 15x and negative 3x together. I don't need to change any signs. Negative 15x and negative 3x is negative 18x plus 50 equals 14. And then the way that I get rid of the 50, because it's positive, is I'm going to subtract it from both sides. I'm going to subtract 50. And then this cancels out, and I'm still left with negative 18x. 14 minus 50 is negative 36. And then since this is multiplication, to get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 18. And I get x, because this cancels out, equals 2. Well, that's great, because that eliminates this answer and this answer. And all I have to do now is take this 2 and plug it back into one of my equations. The easiest one is where the y is already isolated. So y equals negative 3, and now x I know is 2, plus 10. And then I need to figure out what my y value is. And that will tell you whether it's 2 comma 4 or 2 comma negative 4. The next one. Solve the following system equations by using elimination. Show your work. So elimination is when you have either the x coefficients the same, one positive, one negative, or the y values, y coefficients the same, one positive, one negative. So the y's are already set up so that I can eliminate the y's. So I can add straight down. So let me pick this. So plus, so 1x plus 3x is 4x. 4y and negative 4y cancel out. And then 6 plus 14 is 20. And then I need to divide both sides by 4. So now I know x equals 5. Well, that's great. I still have to figure out what y is, so I just need to pick any of my equations. I can choose the top one or the bottom one. It'll give me the same answer. So let's say I chose the top one. So x plus 4y equals 6. And instead of x, I'm going to plug in 5. So 5 plus 4y equals 6. Subtract 5 from both sides. 4y equals 1. And don't panic. It is a fraction. And I want you to type in your answer as x equals 5, comma, make sure you don't put any spaces, y equals 1 over 4. Next problem. Alejandro loves to go to the movies. He goes both at night and during the day. Cost of a matinee, which is early in the day, is $7. The cost of an evening show is $12. Alejandro went to see a total of 6 movies and spent $52. So let's go ahead and set this up. I know that, x, I'm going to have be my matinee, and y be my evening shows. he went and saw a total of 6 movies for $52. So I know the matinee plus the evening shows should be 6, and money goes with money, so matinee is $7. So 7 times X plus $12 for the evening show, 12Y equals $52. So I can solve this a couple of different ways, and your form might look a little different. This is how mine is set up for my classes, but just see what your teacher wants you to type your answer as. I want my students to type their answer as whatever their matinee value is, comma, whatever their evening show value is, without spaces. So let's look at this. If I want to solve this by, let's say, elimination, because that's usually easiest for people, I don't want to change this to a -12, because that would mean I have to multiply 6 by 12, which makes it really huge. So I'm going to times this by a -7 for all of this. So I got -7x, -7y, and then -7 times 6 is -42. And then this part's the same. 7x plus 12y equals 52. And now I can add straight down for elimination. X's cancel out. -7y and 12y is 5. Y equals -42 and 52 is 10. If I divide both sides by 5, that would be y equals 2. So if I know that y equals 2, I need to plug it back into this one, would probably be the easiest, because x plus y equals 6. If I know x plus y equals 6, and y is 2, so x should be easy to solve for. So whatever your x value is, let's say if it was 13, you do 13, 2. If your x value is 10, you do 10, 2. What is the intersection of the graphs of the linear equations? What is the intersection of the graphs of the linear equations? So the intersection is always the solution to the system. The intersection wouldn't be just the matinees, because that would just be what your x values are. It wouldn't be the evening shows, because that'd be the y values. And that doesn't make any sense, because that would be the solution to the system.